So I'm going to go over the basics real quick, and then I'll go into the new developing information that we've been able to bring to you. At 1:27 this morning, the California Highway Patrol received 911 cell phone call from people on board a Greyhound bus that originated in Los Angeles and was going to the Bay Area towards San Francisco. There were dozens of people on the bus. I have a confirmed number of 43 occupants, including the driver, so 42 passengers plus the driver. The 911 cell phone caller told dispatchers that there was a man with a gun on the bus and had shot the weapon and had injured several of the passengers. The driver of the bus pulled to the right shoulder immediately, northbound Interstate 5, north of 4th to Home. At this time, we were working out the details exactly how that transpired, but ultimately they were able to get the suspect off of the bus without the weapon. We are working with the witnesses, and we're trying to decipher exactly how that transpired with the sequence of those events. Ultimately, the suspect was left on the right shoulder of northbound Interstate 5, and the driver then left the scene and pulled to the very next off-ramp, which is here at the Grapevine into this Valero gas station. They were able to immediately attend to the medical needs of the victim. Simultaneously, as that happened, California Highway Patrol officers responded to the area and located the suspect on the right shoulder and were able to take him into custody without further incident. The victims here at the scene, there's a total of 6. 5 were transported. 1 was by ground ambulance. 4 by ground ambulance, 1 by air ambulance, and unfortunately, one of the victims succumbed to her injuries here at the scene. I have a medical update. We have 2 of our victims at local hospitals that are in serious condition, and I will get more on that as it becomes available. The coroner has arrived on scene and is now processing what they need for their investigation as we are working towards completing this investigation. At this time, I do not have a motive for you. I don't have any other information as to why this occurred. Like I said, we're interviewing all of the witnesses and putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. I do have one more tidbit of information to share with you. Excuse me. The victim is a female. She was identified by her passport from the country of Colombia, and she is 51 years of age. That's all the new information I have at this time. As our investigators work through their interviews and their evidence, I will bring more to you as it becomes available.
Can you speak at all about the bus driver? Would you classify what he did as being heroic? Can you talk about that?
I will tell you that the bus driver, his actions were very appropriate and one could say heroic in the sense that he immediately pulled to the right shoulder, and the sequence of events, as I stated, that transpired that ultimately resulted in the suspect exiting the bus without the weapon. We're putting those pieces of the puzzle together. I'll hopefully get that all put together for you, but the bus driver was instrumental in all of that developing and all of that happening.
Equally, we're hearing some stories about the passengers also jumping in.
That's a possibility, sir, but like I said, that's all pieces of the puzzle that we're putting together right now. I do not want to comment on anything unless I know it for a fact. So we are putting those pieces of the puzzle together, and hopefully I will be able to bring that information to you shortly.
Earlier, you were discussing the rarity of this event.
This is extremely rare. I've been on 25 years. I've never heard or seen this happening on a Greyhound bus.
Now, have you had any interaction with the passengers who were still being sequestered?
Our investigators are working with them. I am getting my information from the investigators. I have had no contact with our passengers. I do know we're working with our sister agencies. The Sheriff's Department as well as the ATF is here to help us process the weapon and identify that weapon as well. And when that information becomes available, I will bring that to you as well. The passengers, we are working with their families and the victims to make sure we have notifications and make sure that all of their needs are being met.
Have
that is a piece of the puzzle that I'm trying to get together for you. And like I said, it's premature for me to comment on that right now.
Did the bus have a security camera?
What station in Los Angeles the bus originated from, and what station it was going to?
He asked me that before, and I'm sorry, I did not confirm that. All I know is Los Angeles. I don't know if it's a Greyhound station or Central Station or where it came from.
What is the plan for the passengers who are being interviewed as that process continues?
It's on a case-by-case basis, depending on their needs. We're working to try to meet each one of their needs.
Will they be transported on to their destinations?
I would assume that each one of their needs will be met. That's a good question, and I will find out.
He's not releasing anything about the suspect?
I don't have anything about the suspect other than I know he's in custody, and our investigators are working with him right now.
Were there any children on board the bus?
I will find out.
Who's handling this? Is CHP handling
The California Highway Patrol is handling this, and the ATF is assisting us with their with the processing of the weapon, and the Kern County Sheriff's Department is assisting us with the interviews.
Do you know if the victim was traveling alone?
I do not know.